Oh, I'm on again. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm just getting to know YouTube and stuff like that. So I it cuts off when when someone calls me. So I'm always like going into the next video. I'm gonna try to work it better, you guys. This is just the beginning, and I want to just document everything that I'm going through because it's major for me. But like where I was, so September the 6th, he shows up. I'm gonna try to keep it brief. I'll fill you guys in later as to what else. September the 6th, he comes in. He Oh, I want to come in this room. Oh, I want to come in that room. Oh, mind you, during this time, I have no stove, no refrigerator in my apartment. It's been 3 months without it. I filed paperwork. I filed tons of HPD complaints against this guy. Um, these is all of the HPD complaints that I filed that I was home, but I wasn't home for, and they just left notices because he cut my bell, and I didn't know until after I received the letter. But yeah. So he came in, he asked me to leave and this and just kept throwing me briberies and stuff like that, trying to get me to leave. And I told him, no, we're going to court. He said, how about $8,000? I told him, listen, well, if you're going to pay me $8,000, that's not enough. But if that's going to be the situation, we have to go to legal court to sign the paper over. I'm not doing any more illegal things with you. That's what got me here. Giving you money, and without taking a lease. And you said that the lease would be 6 months in, but I never got it. Like, I will never do that again. Okay. So, of course, September the 6th, he's asking me to leave. I calls the police. I'm telling them what's going on. They telling me, oh yeah, it's a non-emergency. We're gonna be on our way. Blase, blase, da da da. So I'm like, okay. It's a non-emergency. Y'all gonna be on your way. I'm thinking, I know it's a landlord tenant issue, but he doesn't know that, and he knows that, but he wants y'all to come and tell him. So um the the police ended up not coming, not showing or anything, like taking long. So he gets on the phone and he starts saying, oh yeah, hi, sorry, one of the girls is beating me up. One of the girls, and I'm standing right there while he's on the phone telling them this. Oh, one of the girls is beating me up. She's violent. She's this. She's that. I think she's gonna do a burglary in my pawn shop. I didn't get to that yet. That he put a pawn shop, three businesses inside the home when he converted it. I didn't get there yet. So she's doing the burglary, this and that. The police shows up, and he knows this isn't going on, but this is so frequent that he does it that he shows up like that. This is the 75th precinct. They show up like that. They come in the home. They like, what's going on? He telling them, oh, this isn't her apartment. This isn't her stuff. She doesn't belong here. This isn't her room. She belongs in the other room. This and that. Blase, blase. And I'm telling the police, listen, this is my apartment. Here's my legal paperwork to show that I've been fighting with this guy in court for 2 years. I'm outside in the street and I'm in the New Heights shelter, and I have an ongoing case. If y'all can't see, we've been going to this case since 8/9/2019. That's when he first filed a petition against me to get the apartment back. And this is the next page to say that we're still ongoing. The next time we return is it was supposed to be 9/2/2020 that we return, but I have a new one. The next one is October the 9th. But I'm in the shelter and this is the ongoing case. This is the ongoing case. And he illegally evicted me. Okay. So this is the ongoing case. So I tell the police we have an ongoing case. They're not looking at any of that. They just like, oh, okay, like we can't do this. This landlord tenant issue, this and that. Now thinking of he already lied by calling y'all, telling y'all that I'm burglarizing something, and I'm not. And I'm not. Like, what a open burglary case against me. Like me breaking into this pawn shop he made or whatever, or me going through that door makes me a criminal. And I was arrested for that. So he think the burglary thing worked, so he called them again on another burglary. But they said this is a landlord tenant issue, they end up leaving. So they leave. Lo and behold, he comes back again. I called the police again. Hello, police. They never showed up from the first time. Hello, police. Yes, he's trying to do it again. This and this and that. The police shows up again. This is the second time. Uh, what's going on here? We tell him again what's going on. He won't leave. He have an active order protection. I don't know why he's here. I told him that I'm not surrendering my apartment. I told him that we gotta go to court. Blase, blase. They asked him to leave for the second time. Okay, or they asked him to go back to his office that he he claimed that's his. Mind you, I've been living in this neighborhood my whole life, so this pawn shop never been used. If you didn't know, and this pawn shop, it's not. It's got the same. It's just you know. I'm gonna get more into it when I get the video edited and y'all see. But so the police leaves again. As soon as they leave, he comes in the room again. No, he knocks on the door again. Oh, the police are not going to do anything. If I do anything to you, like saying a lot of things verbatim, but I'm not really listening because at the same time, I'm like, you've been doing this for years. Why we got this ongoing? Like, you just don't want to go to this. So this is why. Things like this is why I would have cases. Things like these. This is a summons from New York State Department of Buildings saying that he has rooms everywhere, all over. He has 7 rooms in the basement, right? He has 7 rooms in the basement downstairs with a stove and refrigerator. This is a 2-family home. He has 3 rooms on the first floor in my apartment that he converted with a business, a real estate, and a pawn shop. All of this is in the same address. Upstairs, he made 7 rooms. I have the videos. I have the videos of when I first moved in, and they thought that I was recording, I guess, for my own, I guess to make my, I don't know what they thought I was recording for, but I had my own reasons, you know? So, give or take in the whole building, every room, he was selling for $1,000. Every room in the building was $1,000. It's 7 upstairs, 3 in my apartment, 6 downstairs in the basement. How much you making a month? With a stove in the basement, with ceilings, 5, you can say 5 feet tall. Okay, so of course I started to call. I started to make my complaints with 311. So he immediately took another level with me. This is one. He cut the bill, but I was able to get access to it because I ran outside when I saw him. I woke up 8 o'clock in the morning. This states, I'm gonna post them clearer, but this states this is. And how did I get this paper? I got this paper because he never comes to the residence where he claimed that he works and he lives, to keep me away. Due to the criminal activity that he conspired, um, this says what he has there, and he's very upset about that. So that's also the point that I was proving in because at the time of the holdover case, these wasn't out yet. He wouldn't give them access to the building, so they didn't have access to know that was really there. I was just giving her photos and stuff in testimony so that she can understand what was there before this came out. Like, this didn't come out yet. That's why he cut the bells and did crazy things. Okay, so as you can see, these are recent. These are recent. They was on the building. One of my friends had seen them, and the people had called me to let them in, but being that he had me criminally pursued, um, I wasn't able to give them access to the place, which is what he want. And these is recent because they did this yellow one, but they wanted to get more access to understand why it's a pawn shop and all of that is there. They wanted to understand why. So this is a letter for inspection. Again, on 9/23, they came out on the first level. They wanted to see what was there. They want to see what was there. But he won't let them in. That's for the first level, which is my apartment. They wanted to see because I've been calling them. But no response from the landlord at all. And being that he has me criminally put out of the apartment, there's no access for the people who needs access. Because they'll shut it all down. and he don't want that to happen because he's running a lot of illegal activity out of there. They sent another one. This one is the 23rd. He was also not there. This is another one, 23rd of September. But he had me, um, put out due to criminal activity that he said that I did. So they couldn't get access the way they need to. Okay, so they can write him one of these, or they can give him a little something like a violation. I have a lot of violations here from him. But that's the legal part of it. I didn't really give y'all everything that's here because it's a lot. It's a lot. Like it's a lot. It's a order of show cause illegal lockout that I filed. Um all my Verizon bills because he tried to say I didn't live there at all. Um I'm gonna go over that. This is a illegal lockout when he locked me out on September the 7th and took all of my belongings. This is the original position that he took me for me to get out, and this was June 20th, 2019 that he took me out. That wanted to put me out. Um, so that's where our case was going from there, but um he wanted it to end faster because he was in trouble. So he basically, you know. So the day in question, I was on the 6th. So the day in question, all of this happened was the 7th of September. On the 6th, like I said, the police came there a couple of times. So which led to the last time that they came. The last time that they came, he called, oh, she's beating me up. He made a whole scene. And the whole time I'm on the phone with the police as well, telling the police, hey, he's back again. Like this is outrageous and we need to he's back. Like, telling them he's back again. So they didn't show up for me, but they showed up for him again because he said, "Oh, she's doing a robbery. She's doing this and this and that." Whatever he told them to make them show up quick. So when they come in, they like, "Ma'am." Again, they come in, they like, "Ma'am, what's going on?" I'm like, "What just went on the last 5 times?" He keeps coming back here. He keep calling y'all because he wants y'all to lock me up because we have an open order protection. The order protection is for him, not me, meaning that he wants to stay away from me. Why is he here? They didn't do anything. This is the 75th precinct. Okay, so the the officer tells him, listen, you go in your office or wherever it is that and she's going to go in her room and that's going to be it. He didn't tell me to leave, but he said, listen, if you want to calm the situation down and you don't want to keep hearing him or whatever, just find somewhere you can go for a couple of hours, cool off or whatever, and then come back. So I said, I'm not leaving my house and blase, blase, blase. I told him, I'm not leaving my house. I'm not leaving my house. Blah. And they told me, okay, that's fine. We can't make you leave your house. This is, that's a landlord tenant issue, blase, blase. So after they leave, he comes again. I said, you want to know what? I don't have time for this. I'm sick of him. He's all of my friends know it was Labor Day weekend, so we're supposed to be going out. But all of my friends know the situation. Like every time he comes around, it's always a problem. Like so I'm like, you want to know what? I grab a couple of things. I grab like my purse, my wallet, whatever, whatever. I'm like, listen, I'm going out with my friends, and after that, I'm gonna go to my mom's residence, and then maybe he'll be gone by the time I get back because he only shows up sporadically. So I leave out the building, I goes to my mom's house or whatever the case may be. We have a good time with her. The next morning, one of the neighbors from the house said, I get the text message. I have the text message. I get the text messages saying, some they in your room. Like, they in your room, they in your apartment. I think it's some Russian guys. Are you home? And I said, no, I'm at my mom's house. And the the person said at your mom's house where they speak in Russian and it looks like they either breaking things or they moving they're breaking things. She said breaking things. So I said breaking things. I'm like, oh my God, he's this upset. He's really starting to break my stuff. So I grab my stuff. I'm running down the block, running down the block, running down the block, running down the block. To my mom live about 1 block away. So I'm running down the block to see what's going on or whatever. At the same time, I'm calling the police, telling the police, hey, someone's in my house. My neighbor just told me that they're breaking things or whatever the case may be. They said, okay, we're going to respond to the location. I said, okay. I'm on my way, still walking down the block. Next thing you know, 2 seconds later, they calls me back, right? Telling me that um I have a warrant. And I said, I have a warrant. They said, yes, you have a warrant for your arrest. And I said, what? No, you have a report. They didn't say a warrant. They said a report. You have a report against you. And I said, a report for what? They said the report is for robbery and robbery and something else. Robbery and something else. I said, robbery? Who did I rob? They said, Alan Nathan. Immediately I start crying. Immediately I start crying. Mind you, these the times of the text messages, but these are the text messages. That day I lost my phone, so I told the person who texted me to send me they screenshot, from their side instead of from my side because I lost my phone. So this is the text messages from the person. I don't know how well y'all could see that, but this is the text. I'm Aisha. That's me, and this is um, her text messages to me. Telling me because she aware of our situation, like we've been going through for 2 years. So she texted me and told me um that that uh and y'all may see, but I have like one criminal folder, I have one housing folder, like two different folders because he has me in two different places in my life where I've never been. But yeah, so she tells me someone's breaking into your house. They moving your things, and I'm saying what? And I get up, I go to run down the block. I'm on my way walking. The police calls me. They tell me you have a warrant or a report. You cannot come here. I said what? A report for what? They tell me, oh, we don't know. You have to go to the precinct to find out. Blah 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 blah. I said, I said what? They said, the landlord. I said, what is the landlord doing? They like, oh, I don't know. Like they're just standing there. They're not worried about what he's doing at the house. But the whole time, that's where my mind is focused because I know his bigger picture was to get this apartment. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, what is he doing my stuff? They like, we get my mom was meeting me. They like, we can take your mom to the location, but we can't take you. The first thing I'm thinking is that y'all gonna go to the location, lock my stuff up, make sure my stuff is secure, and take me to jail for whatever criminally I did. So I can pursue criminal with criminal and housing with housing. I'm gonna deal with the illegal lockout when I get out. Okay. So I goes to back to the house and then back to my mom's house and then I goes to the precinct to figure out what exactly did I do. I goes to the precinct. When I get to the precinct, they give me the runaround. Oh no, you don't have a report. What they talking about? At the same time, my stuff is being moved. My whole apartment, everything I own, like from birth certificates to social security cards, from everything I own, TV screens, everything I own is being moved by this man that I never did nothing to, or I never told him to touch my things. Okay. So I go to the precinct. They're like, no, maybe you got to come back on Monday and stuff like that. Immediately, I'm pissed off. So I go back to the house. I call my mother on the phone. I'm like, what is he doing? She's like, the whole room is empty and the police are making me stay outside. I guess he must be telling the police at this point I surrendered my apartment. Like I surrendered my apartment, and even when you look in the text messages, um I don't know, like one of the neighbors said he talked to the police, so I don't know what he told them. And he's for some reason he always gets off on the police, like always. He always gets over on them. Like he's like a master manipulator. Like he always gets over on them. I don't know if it's the color of his skin or what it is. But the police comes, they make my mom stand outside. He's moving all of my stuff to this van. I have the photos. Like my mother took a couple of photos. He moving all of my stuff to this van. My mother's not really big on technology, so she didn't know to record. She's thinking I never talked to her about moving out of my place. She's thinking, let me just save your stuff and bring it to the house. I told her, no, do not touch my stuff because then that's surrendering my apartment. Like, it's no reason why he should be moving my stuff in the first place. But being that the warrant that he created or report, that's what's keeping me away from the home. That's why my mother's there instead of me. The report that he did when I left the night before on June 6th is what's keeping me away. So he's moving my things, moving my things. The police are standing right there. So I get on the phone and I called the police on the police. He has all my stuff in the van at this point. And maybe my bed outside on the street, like a little things that doesn't matter outside on the street, but everything big he took inside the van. So as I'm calling the police again, the old police officers, they standing there with him and he's asking them. As soon as he get the stuff on the truck, he immediately asked them and my mom, where is he taking it? So if I surrender my apartment, or if I gave my apartment back, why would he remove my things? I didn't take my things because I never surrendered my apartment. Like, that's why I did not take my things. By me taking my things, that's saying that I surrendered my apartment. He took my things. So I'm telling my mother, do not take my things. And my things are expensive things. But I told my mother, don't take my things. I said, just let him do whatever he want to do with the things, because this is an illegal eviction. I'm not subduing anything. I mean, I'm not some giving him back. Basically, I'm not giving him back anything, possession of this apartment at all. So if that's what he thinks without us going to court, that's not going to happen. I previously told y'all that the other court was going well for me. Like, I was representing myself, so it was good. You know. Um, my mother ended up staying in there or whatever, waiting and stuff like that. Called the police again on the police. The police came, but these are the police from June 6th. These are the police from June 6th that shows up. They tell him, put it everything back. They tell him immediately, put everything back. They're not new police. They police that was there from June 6th. They tell him, put everything back. What are you doing? He's sitting in his office doing some kind of fake paperwork or whatever it is that he do. They tell him, put everything back now. We can't stand here and watch you do it. They just telling him because they had got a stabbing or whatever they got. They said, put everything back. Basically, like, no, y'all have to go to landlord tenant court for this. As soon as they leave, he drives off with the truck. He locks the door latches from inside. Like, locked them from inside. I wasn't there. My mother was there. Locked the door latches from inside, because this is what I witnessed when I got there. Locked the door latches from inside, closed the pawn shop that, his fake pawn shop. He closed it and he just left with all my things and left my bed outside on the street. So immediately when I realized that that he didn't put it back, I went to the residence. I get to the residence where I live. I goes to use the key. The key doesn't work, which I know already. The key doesn't work. I call the police again. Hello, 911. Yes, my landlord locked me out. I know I don't supposed to be here, but the bed that he left outside, I want someone to take it inside, and the police said that I didn't get locked out, but I did. So they said, okay, the police gonna respond to you right away. The police comes. The same police officers that got me illegally evicted, the ones who said stay away from the premises because you have an open report, the same ones, they come back like, where is he? I'm like, he's gone. They like, where's your stuff? He took everything. They like, all of your stuff, TVs. He took TVs. He took clothes. He took everything from me. Everything. He didn't leave anything for me at all. That like, they like, oh, he really, like, now they're surprised. But when I was telling them this earlier, no one listened. No one listened. No one listened. They didn't listen. So it's like, why you listen now? Why why you listen now? But I told them, like, oh, they like, okay, we're gonna, this is the same guy who said, I'm gonna call him, I'm gonna make sure that, everything, I'm gonna call him, like, he had the landlord's number and stuff like that. This is why he make it seem, when he was on the premises. Her verbatim from my mother. This is why he made it seem. Now that all my stuff is gone, he like, you have the landlord number? I'm like, y'all didn't take his number when he was removing my stuff? No, they didn't take his number. They didn't take nothing. So I give them the landlord number. He doesn't answer. Immediately, they file an illegal eviction by the landlord. Oh, it's an illegal eviction by the landlord. You have to go to court and file an illegal lockout. But he has all my things at this point, and he threw me outside in the street with nowhere to go during coronavirus, and nobody, and the precinct was there. It wasn't like he did this on his own. The precinct watched him, watched him, watched him. So now that all of that has, like, now that all of that has transpired, it ended that day, September 7th. It ended with them filing an illegal lockout against him, me being out in the street and just figuring out trying to go to a shelter and figure out the next big thing, the next best thing for me to do. Like, when it comes to my situation, I cried literally all night, because it's like, how during, this is September the 7th, during the coronavirus, not only was my paperwork in line, it's a virus. So how is he able to do this in front of you officers? I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. Through a can of paint. Why they kept me home? I mean, why they kept me away? Like I told you guys, this is my second case that he conspired. My first case that he conspired against me. They gave me an order of protection for the home, and I took that one to trial as well. So it take a little bit longer for that case to be dismissed because he the first time he said I did a burglary, but when they found out that he said his pawn shop and my residence is in the same place, they said that I can go to my residence. I can't go to his pawn shop, and they didn't know that his pawn shop he put it in my residence. Like it's the same address. When I show you guys the photos, it's the same address. 431 is the pawn shop, and 431 is also my place of residence. You know, so that order protection didn't work the way that it want to. I mean, the way that he wanted it to. So he had to come up with something else that I can do to get me put out. You know, like that one was just like when he saw me back, he was just so angry. You know, it was like, what are you doing back? I said that I was scared of you. You know, and they supposed to lock you up, but why didn't they? So you know, he had a couple of months to come up with something else. Okay, well, you know, he put me out during coronavirus or whatever the case may be. That date ended. Um, on the 8th, this is the 7th. On the 8th, I tried to go to the welfare to try to get like a food stamp card or like try to get my belongings back and find out where I'm gonna get my birth certificate and all that from. Uh, because you know, being that he has businesses and stuff like that, like he he basically he can't open up whatever in my name without me even being aware, you know, of what's going on. But I try to do that. On top of me, um, on top of me trying to figure out what's going on criminally. I was trying to at least either turn myself in for this report or this warrant or whatever, but they kept saying that it's not. And plus, I know I needed to file an illegal lockout first. So September the 9th, I went to file an illegal lockout. You know, um, I don't know if it's for the illegal lockout in a civil case as well. Like in a civil case, as well. Yeah, this is illegal lockout. In a civil case for 7, in a civil case as well for my belongings and stuff like that. You know, I filed 2 on the 9th. You know, which led to the court date. Um, I didn't go back to the premises or anything that when they locked me up. I didn't go back to the premises. After I filed this, I actually went to the precinct. And the precinct told me, there's nobody here right now. So I came in, I said, I'll be in there. I spoke to someone and I told her, I said, I'll be in tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Could you just let the detective know? Because I just want to get this criminal proceeding over. Y'all can lock me up. Y'all can do whatever y'all need to do. I need this to be handled so that I can move on and y'all won't act like I'm out here with the warrant. I won't get pulled over and it'll be like you're going to jail. I won't get like anything and it's like you're going to jail because you have an open warrant that you knew nothing about. You understand what I'm saying? So I um I followed this and then I went into the system. Me going through that system for another robbery case against the same person at the same location, you know, I get there, I go through the bookings during coronavirus. I was there for about 2 days or something. This is my second time being in the bookings that I've never been in trouble criminally. But this is my second time being in the booking. So they put me through the system. I ended up seeing a lawyer. He told me that it wasn't looking too good because I had an open case already. Um they ended up setting bail and supervised release for me. Um, you know, I was hurt, but I was happy that I could get out, you know. So they said, you could leave, just stay away from the home, the business, and this and that of Alan Nathan. So I said, uh, where's the home and the business? His home, he stated it to be my home. He stated where he lived and where he reside and where he run his business to be my home so that it would keep me out so that he can um keep my belongings. I have to go through illegal eviction. I can't go back to the premises while this is going on. So that's how I ended up here. Um, and through the whole process I was going through, um, which led to me, like I said, which led to me coming in the system and trying to look for help. But it really became hard because you have no idea. Your whole life was taken from you while you're trying to handle business. So it's like, if you want to change your clothes, you got to buy a new outfit before you change them. If you want to look presentable, you got to rebuy that. If you need a birth certificate, if you need money for travel, all these things I had living my regular life. Um, Now it's like a major setback, you know? So a lot of the times I would cry because I had it together, and to know that someone who I just rented from never had any type of, because that's what it may seem like, can just do this to me. Like, can just literally do this to me. Like, it's literally crazy. It's crazy. It's that he can even pursue me like this. And they never looked at any of this to know that this is why he's upset. This paperwork right here, these summonses and stuff like that on a house that he didn't really probably purchase. He just bought it from someone from the neighborhood, gave them a little money and fixed it up on his own without going through the right procedures. And being that I knew that, and I was really like, I was pursuing that, and for it to be low income and people can have an opportunity to live regularly and they don't have to pay so much money while they're out here struggling and stuff like that. He didn't like that about me. He didn't like that about me. He wanted to run his operation the way he wanted to run it, and I guess I was like messing it up, of course. So so I forgot where I was. So after that, he basically, I came out and they basically told me I couldn't go back to my home or to the place that he resides at. Um, and he made that his home. So of course I said, okay, I'm just gonna go through this, handle criminal way on my next court date, and they made our court date for March. So it was like it's so far away to not have a home or not to have housing for that long. You understand? Like, of course you got places that you could go. I have mom, I have friends, I have everything, but I'm so used to being independent and having my own stuff, you know. So to ask for stuff other than hanging out, or to ask for, people have their own problems. It's corona right now. It's remote learning for people who have children. Like, people have jobs. It's hard for everyone right now. So I never wanted to throw my burden on anyone else. I always like to do things for myself. I never was that person. So I came, of course, through the shelter system, and I pursued him in court. Housing goes is more because it was an emergency case. So housing goes faster than criminal. Criminal is OA in March, but luckily for me, the person who's on my first case, who's know so much about the situation, is the person on my second case. They gave me two different lawyers, but then they combined it to make it easier. And luckily, the whole time that I've been going through this, I've been keeping her up to date as to what my I've been filing reports. I've been getting report numbers. I've been making sure my paperwork is right. You know, so um they told me they told me I couldn't go back there or whatever because he's saying that he lived here and this and that, um due to the order protection. So I started to stay here. I went to a shelter. They put me in like a woman's with a couple of people at the time. Then they switched me to Red Cross, and then I ended up here at HPD. Um, when we went to court in our first time, we just went to court today. But when we went to court in our uh first court date on the illegal lockout, um, the judge did exactly what I thought. He used the order protection as a reason for leisure. Like, oh, he lives there and it's criminal activity and this and this and that, but this is what he wanted. He's a mastermind. So he created that so that the judge could say, oh, it's dangerous, which either way, criminal overtakes housing, but housing can't overtake criminal. That's just the way it works. So now the judge seeing that this order of protection is in effect, he don't want to restore me back to my residence because he's saying that even though all my belongings is gone, even though I have to handle that in civil court as far as my belongings, I wanted him just to restore me to know that for my landlord to understand that you cannot just do this. You cannot just do what you think because you did it for so many years and you got to wait. You can't do this. But lo and behold, the the housing lawyer says, the housing judge says, oh, you have to get we're gonna adjourn this. We have to figure out clarification on the order of protection, where you belong, where you don't belong, this and that. He stated he lived at the residence, but on a police report he stated that he lived somewhere else. So, but nobody's paying attention to the bigger picture. So of course I'm upset. I'm angry. I'm just like, and I'm trying to hold it all together. I'm crying. I'm irate the fact that he could just get away with this, or his lawyer could just say that he lived there. So the judge gives me an access order, and he says you could go in the apartment with the police between 9 and 5. I said, okay, mind you, the same day, like I said on the 7th, I filed the illegal lockout, which means that this man has to be arrested when he shows up to give me access for the access order. The other judge, the criminal judge, they also gave me an access order. He didn't follow it. He didn't never show up. He didn't never, since he did this to me, I haven't seen his face, but I used to see him every day. So they gave me an access order. They said you could go between 9 and 5 and this and that. I took that and they adjourned my court date. So, and this time I'm still out in the street, or I'm still out and about, or wherever, staying where I need to stay to until I'm trying to get back where I belong. So, um, he he didn't. They gave me an access order. He didn't comply with it at all. That was the first one from criminal. He never showed up or anything. With this access order, I went to the precinct as soon as I got it, and I let the precinct know, hey, I have an access order. My landlord has to. I have to go through you guys. They mad. They like, oh boy, we got to do this because honestly, the 75th precinct, they're very lazy. They don't do their job. Like in East New York, yes, they're very lazy. So I'm telling them, I'm like, should I make an appointment or should I just go there and call? Like, because he's not going to be there either way. Like, he's going to break the judge rules. This is okay for him, and it's not okay for me. Like, as soon as I break a rule, I'm going to jail. So they like, no, 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 just go to the location and call the guy. I'm like, I did that already. Yeah, sure. I goes to the location, walk away to the location, and call the police. The police never shows up. They like, oh, it's not an emergency, so we're gonna be there. I'm like, the order's from 9 to 5. I don't want him to say that I broke any rules because I want to get access to this apartment just so that I can take pictures and videos, so I could sue him in civil court, and they'll know that he took everything that I own and he has to replace it. Okay, so they gets there and they call, they try to call, he didn't answer. Someone was coming out the building. So they like, let's go in. I'm like, I want to get access through the landlord. The reason why I want to access through the landlord so they can look up his name and arrest him for what he needs to be arrested for. So they goes in, they look through. These are police. They've been in my house before. They've been to my residence. They look through, they realize nothing is there. They like, oh, you have his number? I'm like, here, I gave them the number again. They called him. I don't know what he said on the phone to them, but immediately the cop was like, oh, you need to go and file a report for grand larceny. Why you're not filing it right here as you stand? I also have his photo. Why you not standing right here why you not filing it right here as you stand? I don't know. Like, you telling me to go all the way to the precinct to file a report that you witnessed that it's not here. You was here with me. You witnessed that it was not here. So I don't understand how you telling me to file a report because you don't want to do your job. Just say that. So I goes to the precinct again in frustration. After they pull off and they leave and say they don't have time for this shit, I go and I go to the precinct and I try to file a report. They're asking me why didn't I file a report with the police who was there. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, but I cannot make no one do this something that they don't want to do. I try to get them to file a report. They know that's their job. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What? What? Like, I don't understand. I really don't. I'm not sure. So, after that, um, the police officers, had came again because as soon as they left, I had called them again, asked them, can I get another report? They gave me the runaround, come tomorrow, or we don't have a person to file a report, and this and that. Next day, I got up early, went to the precinct again. They had me waiting there for 3 hours. 3 hours, I'm filling out the list of everything that I'm missing. The whole apartment, so it over 60, $70,000 worth of stuff. We talking about bags, shoes, even everything that was old, it was taken. So it had a value on it. It don't matter if it was old, if it was new, if it was orange, if it was green, it was mine. So it had a value on it. Okay, so I fill out the report. This it's like 5, 6 pages long with all of my stuff. Soon as he sees it, he like now he wanna ask me why is all this stuff and this and that. He figures that, as I'm telling him, he figured this is a landlord tenant case. He don't even want to touch it. Like he don't even want to. He like, oh, come back tomorrow and this and that. And I started to get upset because I'm like, why you saying come back tomorrow? Why you saying come back tomorrow? Like I don't understand. Like why you can't just file it right now? Y'all don't want to criminally pursue this man who took my stuff after he illegally evicted me? Like they just wouldn't provide me help. Like I went there 4 or 5 times, they wouldn't provide me help. So to keep it as brief, because this is always already an hour or whatever. So um um the police, they ended up not helping me and things of that nature. They telling me to file a illegal lockout and this now I showed them the paper. I showed them that's what I did. Um but that didn't work. So today, what happened in court was that we need the criminal order modified because when I came out of jail, they made it to where I can't go to the home, the business, the anything of Alan Nathan. But now he's saying that he lives at the same place that I live at, which he doesn't. Which he doesn't. With all the paperwork I got, he's still trying to state that he lives there. So now I have to prove and get my order protection um, monitorized. Um, um, so that I can be able to gain the possession to this apartment um, legally, so I can pursue what I need to pursue, and this case will still continue. Um, because once this go before the judge that we was already seeing, like he's in trouble. But I'll be putting together a little video, and so like, subscribe, comment. Um, we'll be putting together a little video so that you guys can kind of see the format of what's where and what was where. I'll be updating some videos so y'all can see like the things that he does and stuff like that. Like so it won't be, anything that you guys don't understand during my situation. Later on today I probably vlog. I'm gonna probably try to go and see my mom to um try to just calm down a little bit, you understand? Because I feel so like, and every time I try to forget, it's like it just comes back, you guys. Like it's just like, and then like my lawyers will say things like, or I hear things like, just get him out of your life, just leave it alone, and just go. So you expect me to just walk away from this process after he did all of this to me? I don't own a pair of socks. I have to buy them. I own them now. I mean, I went and I bought some things, but that was his reasoning. That was his retaliation towards me. Like, in a non-legal matter, like, and he's supposed to be a landlord and he's supposed to follow. But if I was to react like that, I'm in jail. So it kind of hurts. It kind of hurts, but I know that I cannot give up in this situation. I cannot stop fighting for me. I cannot, like, like let this as many times as I don't want to wake up. I don't want to deal with this no more. I have to. I have to. Whether if I have to be my own lawyer or I have to get all of this done myself. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I know it's going to be better days that come. I know I'm not going to be um in this predicament forever, in this situation forever. You know, I know that I'm going to leave here and I'm going to flourish, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. That doesn't mean that I I feel like happy about it or I feel like me, because I don't. And anybody who knows me, they know I'm a happy person. I don't cry a lot unless I'm really hurt. I don't I don't really, I'm a good person. I've had my little, hiccups in the road. I argue with my friends, like I I I you know, I I'm a regular human. I disobey sometimes. I get sad, I get angry, but anything out the ordinary as far as doing something to someone or being a criminal, I never did anything like that. I never did anything like that. Like, my background is important to me. My credit is important to me. Who I am is important to me. And the fact that he's trying to take that away, the fact that he's trying to make me be someone who I'm not, the fact that I can apply for fucking, I'm sorry, DoorDash or or anything that requires a background check, and them to tell me that I'm a criminal, that hurts. It hurts, believe me. Believe me. Believe me, it hurts. But and I know that it's gonna get better. I just wanted to share my story with you guys so that y'all can, fully understand my situation and why I'm here and why I decided to um make a YouTube channel and why I decided to share my story, because I know a lot of people struggle, but nobody really says nothing. Nobody really posts they pain. You know, people. Everything is really like always up, up. So I just wanted it to be a little bit real when it came to the situation. I didn't want to really um, lie about anything, nor did I want to make it seem like it's not big as what it is, because it is, and I'm really hurt every day that I wake up. Not only that I'm here because it's a roof, it's not bad. Like, I'll find a way to deal with it, but just the fact that I have to get up all over again, I have to stand up. Like, like it's hard. It's hard, but somebody got to do it, right? Because the number of people that told me to give up, it's amazing. But for every person that tell me to give up, something in my head say you can't. I can't. So stay tuned for my story. Like, subscribe, comment. I'm gonna post more videos for you guys. I'm getting the editing put together. Um, I'm gonna release a couple photos. I'm not really gonna put the videos out yet because I want them to be edited. So I'm gonna put a couple of photos so you guys can kind of see, um, you know, what's what. And you can go on social media platforms and find me. I'm Felicia Ragland, and you can see kind of what type of person I was before this, before life hit me hard, you know? Um, so I'll talk to you guys later. I'm probably vlog from my mom's house. I'm gonna try to go over there, like I said before, and try to like take a chill pill, you know? Like, subscribe, comment. Thank you guys for listening.